In the vast and complex tapestry of ancient mythology, many powerful female figures emerge from the shadows of history. These entities were often seen as spirits, goddesses, or demons, embodying the fears and desires of the cultures that imagined them. They represented the untamed aspects of nature, the mysteries of life and death, and the deep, often misunderstood power of the feminine. Many of these figures were later changed by patriarchal societies. They were turned from revered goddesses into fearsome demons. Understanding them requires looking back at their oldest stories. We must, peel back layers of later interpretations to find their original meaning. Two such intriguing figures are Ninkil and Nehemoth. These names echo from old texts and magical traditions, often whispered in stories of the night. Ninkil is a name less commonly known, tied to very specific magical practices and ancient beliefs. Nehemoth, on the other hand, appears more frequently in later mystical writings, particularly within Kabbalistic lore. Both are associated with the night, with powerful magic, and with a feminine force that exists outside of conventional structures. Their tales are filled with mystery, inviting us to explore the hidden corners of myth and the divine feminine. The confusion between such figures is common in the study of myths. As stories travel across cultures and centuries, names can change and characteristics can merge. A goddess from one religion might be adopted as a demon in another. This process of transformation creates a web of interconnected figures, making it difficult to trace a single, clear identity. Ninkil and Nehemoth are perfect examples of this mythological puzzle. Their similar domains and powerful natures have led many to wonder if they are simply two different names for the very same ancient and powerful female spirit. This exploration will delve into the separate identities of Ninkil and Nehemoth. We will look at their origins, their powers, and the stories told about them. By carefully examining their individual characteristics, we can begin to see where their paths cross and where they diverge. The goal is to understand each figure on her own terms before comparing them. This journey will help us unravel the mystery and determine if the belief that they are one and the same holds true, or if they are, in fact, two distinct entities who occupy similar, shadowy spaces in our collective imagination. Ninkil is a name that appears in specific, often obscure magical texts. She is not a major goddess in any large, well-documented pantheon like the Greek or Roman ones. Instead, her identity is preserved in traditions of ceremonial magic and demonology. Her name is sometimes thought to be a variation or a secret name for other powerful female spirits. Some sources connect her to ancient Sumerian or Babylonian beliefs, suggesting she might be a forgotten aspect of a much older goddess. Her origins are therefore shrouded in a great deal of mystery, making her a subject of fascination for those who study ancient magic. The powers attributed to Ninkil are centered around seduction, dreams, and illusion. She is often described as a spirit of the night who can influence the minds of sleeping mortals. Magicians would sometimes invoke her to gain knowledge through dreams, or to cast spells of glamour and persuasion. Her power is not one of brute force, but of subtle manipulation. She represents the seductive allure of the unknown, and the power that lies in secrets and hidden desires. Her connection to the night links her to the moon, to water, and to the subconscious mind, all ancient symbols of feminine power. Stories about Ninkil are not grand epic poems. They are more like fragmented warnings or instructions found in magical grimoires. For example, a text might warn a magician not to fall for her illusions or provide a specific ritual to gain her favor safely. She is often portrayed as a dangerous but potent ally. Her tales emphasize the risks of dealing with such a powerful and unpredictable spirit. She is not a benevolent guide, but a wild force of nature. To interact with her is to walk a fine line between gaining immense power and losing oneself to her shadowy influence. In essence, Ninkil embodies the archetype of the beautiful and dangerous night spirit. She is a queen of phantoms and a master of desire. Her character is a reminder of a time when the world was filled with unseen forces, and the night was a realm of both magic and peril. She represents a form of feminine power that is independent, untamable, and deeply connected to the hidden aspects of the psyche. Her mystery is a key part of her identity, a veil that has kept her preserved in the quiet corners of esoteric lore for centuries. Nehemoth is a figure who gains prominence in later Jewish mysticism, particularly in the Kabbalah. Her name is often translated as whisperers or groaners, suggesting sounds of pleasure or pain. She is not a single entity, but is sometimes described as the queen of a whole order of demons, also called the Nehemoth. She is considered one of the four queens of the demons, alongside Lilith, Agrat Bat Mahlat, and Aisheth Zanunim. Her domain is the material world, representing the tempting and binding forces of physical existence. Her origins are firmly rooted in a specific mystical framework that explains the nature of reality. The powers of Nehemoth are tied to the material plane. She is said to preside over earthly temptations, wealth, and the pleasures of the flesh. Unlike spirits who deal purely in dreams or illusions, Nehemoth's influence is very real and tangible. She represents the seductive power of the physical world that can trap the soul and prevent it from ascending to higher spiritual realms. In Kabbalistic teachings, she is a force of imbalance, a representation of an excess of judgment and materiality. Her role is to test mortals, to present them with worldly desires that they must overcome to achieve spiritual purity. The stories surrounding Nehemoth are often allegorical, serving as lessons within the Kabbalistic system. She is sometimes named as the mother of demons, or as a consort to a powerful archdemon like Samael. One tale suggests that she, along with Lilith, comes to men in their sleep, conceiving demonic children from their wasted seed. This story highlights her connection to sexuality, procreation, and the corruption of the sacred. Her narratives are not about heroic adventures, but about the spiritual struggles that take place within the human soul and the world at large. Ultimately, Nehemoth is a symbolic figure representing the dangers and allure of the material world. She is a powerful queen in the infernal hierarchy of Kabbalah, a necessary evil in a system that believes in balance through opposition. Her purpose is to embody the forces that pull humanity downward, away from the divine light. To understand Nehemoth is to understand a core concept in mystical thought, the idea that the path to spiritual enlightenment is filled with trials, and that the greatest temptations are often found in the beautiful, tangible things of the earth. When comparing Ninkil and Nehemoth, several similarities immediately become apparent. Both are powerful female spirits associated with the night and with seduction. They both operate outside the accepted norms of patriarchal religion, representing a form of untamed feminine power. Both are seen as dangerous figures who can lead mortals astray through temptation and illusion. It is easy to see how their roles could overlap in the minds of mystics and storytellers. The archetype of the beautiful, seductive night demon is ancient and widespread, and both Ninkil and Nehemoth fit this description quite well, which is a primary reason for the confusion. However, their differences are more significant than their similarities. Their origins are entirely distinct. Ninkil seems to emerge from older, possibly pre-Judaic magical traditions with vague roots, while Nehemoth is a specific figure within the well-defined system of the Kabbalah. Their powers also have different focuses. Ninkil's domain is primarily that of dreams, phantoms, and mental illusions. Nehemoth's power, in contrast, is rooted in the physical, material world, the temptations of wealth, status, and earthly pleasure. Ninkil manipulates the mind, while Nehemoth manipulates the world around you. The confusion likely stems from the process of syncretism, where different beliefs merge over time. As Kabbalah became influential in European magic, figures from its demonology, like Nehemoth, may have become blended with older local names for spirits, possibly including Ninkil, or figures like her. A magician in the 17th century might have used the names interchangeably, seeing them as different cultural expressions of the same fundamental force. This blending of traditions is common in the history of magic, where practitioners borrowed freely from many sources, creating a rich but often confusing web of spiritual entities.
In conclusion, despite their superficial resemblances, Ninkil and Nehemoth are not the same being. They are two distinct figures from different mythological and mystical traditions. Ninkil is an obscure spirit of dreams from ceremonial magic, while Nehemoth is a well-defined archdemoness of materiality from Kabbalah. The belief that they are one and the same is a misunderstanding, born from their shared archetype as powerful, seductive female spirits of the night. Recognizing their unique origins and roles allows us to appreciate the rich diversity of figures within the vast encyclopedia of global mythology.